Hello everybody. In the video we're going to see about how to convert infix to postfix expression, which is one of the applications of data structures stack. So we're going to use C programming language to code this. So before that I'll show how this algorithm looks like. So objective is to convert the infix expression like this to postfix expression like this. So I think you have some knowledge about what is infix, what is prefix, postfix, everything and all. So we have a expression here, a plus b slash c minus d, like this we have bracketing, which is e minus f g, all are there. So in this conversion, we're going to use only these kinds of operations. The operations we are going to use are cap, we're going to use a slash and star and plus minus. So let me just explain to you. Apart from that, we're going to use parentheses. These are all the operators, and we're going to use parentheses. So there are no unary operators, there are no other relational logical operators we are going to involve in this. Just a simple arithmetic expression where we have arithmetic operators. Even though cap is not a proper arithmetic sign supported by C programming, we are going to use cap alone, which is not in the list of arithmetic operators given in C. Okay, so there is a parenthesis involved here. So the rule is parenthesis will be having highest priority, then exponent, then multiplication division both have the same priority, but this is not associative. So since it is not associative, we need to solve from direction wise. So if you have a multiplication division, we follow left to right, and addition subtraction also it's not associative. So we need to follow direction. So here also it is left to right solving order. So if you have a plus and minus which is continuously coming, we have to solve left side one first, then we have to go towards the right side. Okay. Apart from this, if you have an exponent which is coming in many times, means consecutively, what you have to do, you have to solve from right to left. Okay, so that's I think so. We have a multiplication division on the same priority level, addition subtraction on the same priority level, but multiplication division and addition subtraction has to be solved from left to right. Exponent, if it comes in a sequence, it has to be solved from right to left. Okay, so let us try to solve this. Maybe we'll use a different infix expression which involves cap also. So we are going to write a program. Okay, the algorithm is given here. I have given an algorithm which is a full algorithm for infix to postfix conversion, or you can say it's a what is that? It's a pseudocode. Okay. So first, if you are having a infix expression, you have to run a loop which goes from left side of the expression to the right end. Okay, so that's a loop which is traversing through the infix string. So that's a loop I put here. So inside this, what happens and all, we can have an operand. Okay, operand means, say for example, this is called operand. A, B, C, D are operands, and operators are plus, minus, star are operators. So if you have an operand coming, then what you have to do, you will be outputting the operand. Okay, if open bracket comes, we have to push it in. The same way, if a closed bracket comes, we have to go on pop and put the things in the output till you get a open bracket. After that, you have to discard. Okay, other than that, this is the main thing. If an operator comes, what to do? If the operator comes and if the stack is empty, we have to push it in. Okay, so this is one thing. If the stack is not empty, what we are doing, we just check the topmost operators priority. What's the operator which is present in the top of the stack? what's the priority. So if the top of the stack's operator's priority is less, we will be pushing in. Okay, that's what is here. Okay, so if the top is less, that means it won't go into this loop. If the stack is not empty, means you just push it in. That's the meaning. Okay, if the stack is not empty, but the topmost priority is greater than. Okay, if it is less than, means I push the current one. But the topmost operator's priority is greater, and the current one's priority is lesser or equal, then we have to do certain things. What we have to do, if it is the same, what to do? You have to push it in if you have a plus or minus. Sorry, we have to push it in if it is a cap. Okay. So what's the thing is, first we go for equal. Topmost one is having an equal priority. Equal priority means what we have to do. If it is a cap, that means topmost is also cap, current is also cap. When I am scanning, I am storing in current. Then current is also cap, topmost is also cap, means we have to push the cap inside and we have to break out of the loop. If the top is not a cap, that means, say for example, it is a star and the current is also star, that means they have equal priority. So what you have to do, you have to run a loop. You have to go on popping till you get a lower priority element in the top of the stack. Say for example, I have a cap, and incoming is also cap. Okay, they have equal priority. So if you have a equal priority, you should not push it in. You just take it out, because it's a right to left. So if it is a left to right, you go on popping it out. Okay, so that's the idea. So we are running the loop till you get a one which is less. So if you got a less, that means it will push it to the stack. So let's code for this. Once the loop is finished, if you have a stack, not empty stack, then you go on pop it and put it in the output. Okay, so let me code this one. So we'll use this string certain, we'll modify this also. So we have a infix string. Maybe I'll put a size of 30, and what we can do, we'll just take this one and put it here. Let me put a bracketing mechanism for this. Let us say we will put a bracket starting from here. Okay, or we'll put a bracket starting from here and ending at this one. Okay, so we have parenthesis, single parenthesis we have, or we can have a double parenthesis. It might be good to go. So for example, we'll do this one. We have a parenthesis like this. So we have one parenthesis here, and we have an inner parenthesis here, and this is our infix expression. Okay, so our objective is to convert this expression. So first, as per this logic, what we are doing, we have to run a loop which takes us from left to right of the string. Okay, so we'll write utility function whenever is needed, but we will write the loop in the main itself. So I'll just say for I equal to 0, I less than string length no I plus plus. Okay, so string we are using, we will include necessary okay, so we have infix and 30 size, enough size is given. So it is going from 0 to at the end, 0 points here, the last one points to j. So the loop is gonna run. Okay, so So we will put a switch case to for the solving purpose. So it's a character. Okay, so it's a character array. So and then as you see, it's application of stack. So we will declare a stack, which is a character stack. Stack size also we will put 30. No need for much analysis, because the size of string itself we have 30, but only the operators will be stored in the stack. So I just put it in the stack 30 sized, and the top of the stack is equal to -1 initially. This is these two are global variables, we keep it. We'll write the functions, other functions, whenever it is necessary. So first case, what is the first case? If there is operand, put the operand in the output. Okay, so I can just say something as a default. Default means you just put it as output. So we will print it. We will print it that we say as a output. Okay. So when the operand comes, you just print it. It's a default case. So it's not pertaining to any particular case. So after that, if you just say if a current operation is open bracket, so case, if it is a open parenthesis. Okay, so what to do? You just have to push it into the stack. What you have to push this character. Okay, so this character we have to push it to the stack. Okay, so we need to write the function. So void push. What push gets? It gets a character operator. What operator? Okay, so we just put operator OPR. So it will be pushing in. So it just do a top plus plus. Okay, then in the stack we are putting the value. So top is equal to OPR, whatever the value you are passing. So first we are incrementing and we are storing in the value of that one. Okay, so we are pushing. After pushing, we just call a break. Okay, once you have done the pushing, you are breaking. That means we are running the loop again when the opening brackets comes. So we have taken care of these two. Okay. Now when the operator comes, what to do? Okay. So before that, we need to take care of this closing. Okay, the closing. We have opening, we have closing, we have operand. Okay, after that we have a operator. The default we put it here. So if it is opening, if it is a closing, if it is a operand. So this is for operand. Okay. Else what to do? In our case and all, we will be getting the operators like this. We will get a plus, okay, and we will get a minus. These both are having same priority, so we are not going to do anything like this. It will fall through, so we are not put a break for these two. The same way we will get a star and a cap, star and a slash, often having same priority. And we will be having the operator, which is a cap operator, power operator, or you can say exponent operator. For exponent operator, this has been inserted. So these are the cases. This is for operand, this is for opening. We just put it in, and all these things. Okay. So what to do? Okay, for these two cases, we are going to handle in the same way. So first we'll check when the operator comes. What we check? If stack empty, you just push it and you just go to the loop. Okay, go to the loop means if you break out, it will go to the loop. That's the meaning. If operator comes, we check for emptiness. So we will write one function which returns an integer called isEmpty. Is stack empty. We'll write a function like this. So what isEmpty will do? It returns 1 in case of empty. When it returns if top is equal to -1, it will return 1. True. That is, we are asking is empty. So it returns 1 if it is empty. So when it will be empty if it is top is -1. Else it returns 0. So it's like a boolean, 1 for empty, 0 for not empty. We are asking is stack empty. So here we can use this utility function. So if over comes here is stack empty, okay, so when the operator comes, if stack empty, what you have to do, you just have to put it in. You call push. So if stack is empty, you just put it in and breakouts. Okay, so this happens for all these cases. So here we don't check for is empty. When opening bracket comes, we just put it inside. Okay, and then inside the stack, we push it in the stack. So here in this case, if it is empty, we are putting it in. Okay, or there is one more case. What's the case? If it is open brackets, also we are pushing it in. So in this case, when interest stack is also empty, then push it in. If it is top of the stack is having open bracket, here we have open bracket. Okay, then also we have to push it in. Okay, so we can try that. Okay, so for that we are not gonna pop the element. We just have to ask what's the element. Okay, so we can write a function called peak. So what peak will do is it will return a character, the topmost one, but it will not remove or it will not change the top value. The stack will not be will be intact. Okay, there is nothing. So it returns stacks top element, the character it will return. Okay, so when we call a peak, it returns a character, right? So if the stack is empty, you have to push it in. Or what's the case? One more case is you do a peak. Okay, you do a peak when the peak value is equal to open bracket. Okay, then also you just have to push and break. Okay, so this is the case. So we have a is stack empty condition or peak. Okay, so these two are the things. So we will anyhow for the safety side you put a bracketing for this. So we have inner bracket. So is stack empty or you do a peak, then you do a or. Okay, so this is the case for all. If it is new, you just put it. Okay, so these three cases. So you stack empty or if peak, when you do peak, the peak is having open brackets. The top of the stack is having open bracket, means you just push the operator in. You don't worry about comparison. Okay, the comparison comes here only. Okay, and we need to put this insertion or push the operator into the stack in one more place also here. Okay, here where we are putting. So if it is greater than or equal, top is having greater than or equal, you have to worry about popping. Okay, you have to worry about popping here. But if the top is less priority, current is more priority, means we will push it. That's the default case will happen. Okay, so we will write this second case here, then we will get to know. Okay, so if it doesn't go inside, that means there is a top is not equal to open bracket and stack is also not empty, means there is an operator in the top of the stack. Okay, now we have to check what is that operator does here. So if the operator priority, if we again do a peak, okay, what's the operator? We are writing this code for cap. Okay, writing this code for cap. So if the operator is we are doing a peak. Okay, once you do a peak, I can store this value in a OP. Okay, OPR I can just say, or a top OPR. I can just get a peak here. I can store it here, right? So it comes here once the stack is not empty. So we are calling this function. The top OPR we can declare it as a character here. So I just wrote this top operator. What's the top operator? We got the pig. If the top operator is equal to, we are working for a cap. If the top operator is equal to cap, what do we do? It's a right to left. Okay. So if the top operator is equal to cap, as per this case, okay, it's equal priority. That means you just push it and break it. Okay. Just push it in and break it. Okay, in another case, we are just using only these cap and the plus star minus. So whatever it is present. So in right to left case, what happens? We are pushing in. Okay. In all the other cases, it's having lower priority. Is it or not? Okay, all the other cases, slash, star, plus, minus are having lower priority compared to cap. That means we have to push the cap in. So what to do? So blindly we can push it in. Okay, you don't have to worry for this case. You just push it in, because once the stack is not empty and it is not having and it is having a peak as a opening. Okay, we just have to push it in all the other cases also, we just have to push it in. So what we can do for this cap alone, you got it, stack is already empty, we are pushing in. If it is opening bracket, we are pushing in. But since we are having only these operators for right to left case, which is a cap property, anyhow we have to push it in. All the other cases, if it is a top, it will go into this property and we will be pushing it in, because the top is less than the current one, we will be pushing it in. So what we can do, for whenever this cap comes, we are pushing it in. So we will just don't have this. For this cap alone, we just have to push it. So that's why I am putting and deleting this. Okay, you just have to understand, we are modifying while on the go. Okay, so when a cap comes, you just push it in, because I told you all the type of cases. So we are just worrying about only these operators. So in that case, we will be pushing it in. Okay, now this is taken care. Now when a plus minus comes, so plus comes or minus comes, it doesn't matter, because it's a fall through. We don't put a break for plus, so it will come here. Okay, it will enter here plus. If it is plus, it will enter here, it will fall through. So I am not writing any code here. If it is minus, it will enter here. So plus or minus means it will enter this part of the code. So when a plus or minus comes, we just see the stack. If it is empty, we will push. If it is opening bracket is the top of the stack, you push it in. Okay, now the situation arises. The top of the stack might contain a cap or a slash star, okay, or plus minus. So if it is containing greater than in these cases, or if it is containing equal, what we do, we just pop it. Okay, we just pop it, and then we'll be putting it in the output. Okay, but in case of cap, there will be many caps. Okay, so if it is in the stack, if there are two consecutive caps, the two consecutive caps will be put up inside. Okay, that means we have to go on popping till you get a lower one. Or in this case, when a plus minus comes, what will happen? There will be many consecutive caps, but you cannot find a consecutive star or plus, star or slash, because as per the algorithm, when a star or slash comes, you will be popping out. Okay, in the right to left case only, we will be pushing in. So what happens, so when a plus minus comes means you just go on popping whatever it is. Okay, there might be many caps, and one slash or one star might also present, but you go on popping till you get a open bracket, or till you get a empty stack. Okay, so that's the thing. So now there might be a plus minus also coming, that should also be popped out. So as per the algorithm, If you see, if it is a right to left only, we are pushing it in. Otherwise, we just do a pop. We go on popping. So till you get a priority which is more than comes. So in this case, the more than will not come. Maybe for plus minus, maybe for star slash. If plus minus comes, we will stop the popping. We will push it in. Okay. So here you just go on popping till you reach a empty or a peak. Okay. So when you reach a empty or when you get a slash, you get into this one. You got it? Otherwise, what to do? You just have to do a pop. So first time you are calling a pop. So if it is plus minus comes, it is not empty, it is not peak, means some other operators are present. That means it is all having higher priority. That we have to pop it. So we'll write a code for pop first. So what pop will do? So in our case, we will put it as output. Okay. So we will just do a printf, character printf of stack stop. So stack is here, and this stack stop will put as output, and then we do a top minus minus. So this is our pop operation. So it just puts it to the output. We are outputting it while generating the postfix expression. This is the first time. Whatever they are popping, it gets into output. Here also it's output. Okay, so we are sending to output. Sending it to output here. So now we will come to this place. We do a pop. And how long you have to do a pop? This pop has to go on continuing till you get a this one, right? Empty or a peak. So this whole thing I can put it in a loop. Okay, so the whole thing we can put it inside a loop. So first it will check here. Okay, it will check here. If it is empty, it push inside the stack, and then it breaks out. So here in this break is coming out of the do. Okay, so I'll just put a do while also. Okay, so it comes out of the loop. After that, it has to go to the scanning mechanism, to the for loop. That means I'll break out of the switch case. So we'll write a break here. Okay, now we'll see this one. If the stack is not empty and peak happens, you are popping. Popping will send it to the output. Okay, pop will send it to the output. So whatever the case, it has to come here. You got it? It has to come here. So we'll put it as a one infinite loop. Okay, so these are all the cases we have done. So we'll just compile this code before moving further. So there are no errors as of now. So all is good. Okay, we'll proceed further. Okay, now we have written the logic for plus minus. So when the plus minus comes, this happens and it goes. Okay, now when I will write a logic for this one, then we will write a logic for close brackets. So we are done with this. Okay, so this is done. Plus minus is done. We come here. Now what happens when star or slash comes? So when a star or slash comes in the top, there might be a cap. Okay. Below the cap, you may find a slash, and below the slash, or there might be a cap, and below that cap, you might again find a cap, because cap means we are pushing in right left. So there might be consecutive caps from the top, or there might be one cap followed by one slash or one star, like that. That might be below that you might find a plus minus. So we go on popping till you get a plus minus. Then I can push the slash star inside because it is having more priority. Okay, so you have to push it in when you have more priority, like this case, right? So when you have a top is having a less priority, you do the pop things. Okay, once the top is not having greater than or equal to, that means top is having less, means you come and push here. Okay, so this one is encountered when you have a priority of the top which is less than the current one that we are analyzing. Okay, so now how you have to do this whole, if it is not empty, you just you are pushing it in. Okay, um, so in this case, after this, when it is not empty or is not means, we might find a operator. So that means we have to do a peak here. Okay, so what I can do is, since we have declared this, we'll use it here. We'll do a peak. Okay, so top equal to peak. So now we have done the peak. Top operator is actually pointing to it's got the value. Okay, so the peak value. So if top underscore OPR is equal to plus, okay, or plus or minus. Plus or minus is, what is plus or minus? Okay, so what is plus or minus? It's a category where we have a top is less than the current one. We got a plus star slash. But if the top is having plus or minus, what you do? You just push it in and break out of the switch case. Okay, so this happens. Else here that it's not a plus minus, so that means it can be a series of it can be a cap or it can be a star slash, whatever it is. We have to pop, correct? So we have to pop for sure. We need to pop this. We go on popping it till how long you go on popping it? You will go on popping it till you get a empty. Okay, if I get a, while popping, if I get a empty, or if I get a this one, I'll be continuing. Is it or not? Okay, so in plus minus case, we put a push it and break out. Else we need to pop out and send it to the output till you get a empty or open bracket. So that means I can there's a loop of pops. So first you do a pop here, okay, and again you have to check. What you have to check? Okay, once you've done a pop, the top operator changes. Is it or not? So I can we can put this whole thing in a loop. Okay, so maybe we'll write a do while. Okay, you can copy the whole thing and put it here. Okay, so now we stack empty, it's breakout of the loop, and after that we have to break out of the switch case. So if it is empty, we push it in, breakout. If it is having open bracket, we push it and breakout. So if this is not the case, that means we peak. We got the operator plus minus, that means we push it in and break out. Okay, this also you can put it here, but I just put it separately, otherwise our condition will go on expanding much. So this you can reuse for this purpose. So plus minus is not present, and this is not opening, and this is not empty. So the only case is it might be a star, or it might be a slash. The top might be star, top might be slash, or the top might be cap. So we do a pop will send it to the output, send the top to the output. So once it is sent to the top to the output, it may become empty. In that case, you push the current string, okay, and break out and break out. You continue the next scan. Well, after popping, I might end up having a open bracket. In that case also you have to break out. After popping, still I didn't get these two means. That means still there are operators. You go here, okay, and obviously that operator will never be this one, because second time it comes here. So that means we might be having this cap only, so it will go into this, again it will pop, it will go on happening, right? Okay, so in this case, since if I want save this. You can merge it here, but for the understanding purpose, we'll keep it this way. So it will be done now. Okay, so this will work. So we have done this thing. So here, if we see this one, top of the stack is greater than or equal. Okay, we have a star slash operator. If it is empty, push it in. This is the case. Or opening bracket also push it in. That's what this first case is. Empty or open bracket, push it in. Okay. Otherwise, if it is greater, top is greater or equal. Okay, top is greater or equal. So in our case, this one, we are handling less first. This is less. Greater or equal goes into the second part. Less means will go here. Okay, what is less? Plus minus or less. That means you push it in. Now this is done. Else means it will be of this category. So it goes to this lastly. So what you do for plus minus, which is left to right category, we push it in only for right to left. But plus and star are star and slash are left to right priority. That means we just pop out. We don't go into this category. Okay, even if it is equal, we will be popping out. It won't go into the if condition. It will enter the if condition only if it is right to left. Star slash is not of right to left property, it's a left to right property. So that means it won't go into this if condition. Okay, so that means it will come here, it will pop. That's why we put a pop. So the pop is put up in a loop. So it will go on looping because there might be a possibility that we have many caps. So we are looping till you arrive at this condition and looping. So this will be doing its job. Okay, now the next category is what we do if we got a closing brackets. What you do if you got closing bracket, you will do a loop and go on popping till you get a open bracket, because when we have open bracket we pushed in, so it will obviously be present inside. Okay, then what you have to discard the open bracket. When you reach the open bracket, you discard the open bracket. So what you do a popping. Okay, we do pop. The pop is put up in a loop. Okay, how long I should pop? When the top, when the top is not equal to open bracket. Okay, so what we can do, we can call a peak function. Okay, that peak we can put it here. Peak is not equal to open, it will be popping. So this loop fails. Okay, once I reach 1 minute, we got a break here, this break, it's all done. Okay, this is also done. Okay, now while we don't have the opening, pop it till you get an opening, you go on popping. Once I got an opening, this fails, so it will be here. Now you have to discard this, it is still in the top. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to discard top. You can write one function, it will be neat. So I can say discard top. So what you have to do is just have to do a top minus. We make that invalid. Okay, so a top is made invalid. So once you got an open bracket, you just call discard top. So we just do a top minus for this. Okay, so that's what is done. We are done discarding. Okay, once we are done the full scanning, after this you be very careful in putting the break here. Every one should be ending with a break, except this plus minus, there is a break here. Star slash, there is a break here, and the default is the last one, so there is no need to go inside this. This is a loop. Okay, this is scanning loop. This loop is for scanning infix expression. Okay, now this loop ends here. You see, the loop ends here. Once we are done with the loop, what do? We have to empty. Sometimes the stack will have a operator. That operator should be popped out and put it as an output. So what we can do, we can say while we can say is empty. Okay, that is a function we have written. What is that function? We are asking is stack empty. So if is stack empty will be returning 1 or 0. Okay, so what do we do? Is stack empty returns 1 or 0. So if stack empty is equal to 0, okay, that means we are asking is stack empty. So the return is saying 0, that means something is present. That means we have to call the pop function. The pop will put it in the output. So if stack empty gives 1, that means stack becomes empty. So don't call pop afterwards. Okay. So this shows the whole thing. This is written in the main. Okay. So there is a logic. We have written the logic here. So now you see when the A comes, it will never be entering anywhere. It will be put up as output. I'll just change it to C. Percentage C is for printing. So we have to print wherever the printing is, percentage C. Pop is also printing. Okay. So this will get into default. When the plus comes, what happens here? Is stack empty? Yes, plus is pushed into the stack. And we put a break, it comes out of the while. Okay, then it breaks the case, it goes to this one. B is also put up as output. So let me do a study of how this works. Okay, so we have a stack, we have a output. Now A is put up as output and stack is having plus, correct? Yeah, plus. Now what's the next one? The B comes. B will be put up as output as per this. Okay, now it goes to the loop, then comes minus. So minus comes. What will happen? Minus will go here. Is stack empty? No. Okay, that means it will never get into this. It will see this also. Sometimes tag is not empty, but opening may be present, but there is no opening also. The top is plus, it's not opening. So it comes here, it will pop out. So it will pop out, it means it will, as we have written the code saying it's put as output. Okay, then it goes here, stack is empty, yes, it becomes empty. It will be pushing the value in, the minus. Okay, so we are in minus, the minus is pushed in. Okay, then after pushing we are breaking out from here, it goes here. Now we got a closing bracket. When our closing bracket comes, you push it in and break out. So closing, and then comes C. C is put up as a output. Okay, then comes slash. Okay, slash comes, you go here. Stack empty? No. You do a peek. Is there open bracket? Yes, because it's open bracket is the top. Then we have to do push it and do a break, and this will break out here. Okay, so we are breaking out. So slash is put up inside. Okay, now we are in D. So D is put up as output here. Then comes a minus. The minus sign, we go here. Is stack empty? No, our stack is not empty. And the top is opening bracket. No, top is not opening bracket. That means what you have to do, you just pop it out. Okay, we pop it means we put it here. That's what popping is. After that, it's seeing a open bracket. Okay, that means you push it in. So what are we having? We are having minus. The minus is pushed in. After that breakout, it breaks out here. Okay, so the minus is taken care. Now this one, another opening bracket comes. Opening bracket comes when you push it in. Then comes E. E is put up as output. Then comes minus. Okay, and minus comes. You see peak is this one. So minus will also be pushed in here. Okay, minus is pushed over here. Then comes F. F is put up as a output. Okay, I think I'm sorry about this one. It should be here. Okay. So F is put up as output. Then comes a star. Okay, so what happens to star here? Star comes, we do a study here. Don't go here, we are doing a peak. Peak is having minus, it will go inside this one. Okay, It'll go inside this, then it'll be pushing the string, which is nothing but a star is pushed in. Okay, star is pushed in, and then we got a G is operand, put it as output. Then we got a closing bracket. What to do when you have a closing bracket? When a closing bracket comes, go on popping till you get a open. That is called the open. Okay, go on popping means star is popped out, removed. Then minus is popped out, that's also removed. Okay, then we got a opening, so that you discard the top. Okay, discard the top means it's removed. Okay, that's what we have done for a closing. Okay, done for a closing. See, we got a closing, we are done working with this. After the closing, what comes? Slash. So we got a slash. There's a next one. When the slash comes, we go to the rules. Is tag empty? No. Is peak opening? No. That means you peak it, and the peak is minus. It will go here. That means you push it in. You push the slash in. Okay. You break out from here. So we got a slash, and then comes a H. Okay, H. We put it here. Then comes a closing bracket for this. So closing bracket, what to do? You pop out this one. Again, you pop out this. Okay, and then we discard this. Okay, then comes what? Cap operation. Okay, so cap comes, what to do? Cap, whatever it is, just push it in. Okay, so we are pushing the cap in. Okay, then comes I. You push it in. Sorry, you put it as output. Then comes a cap. Again, you push it in as per the algorithm. Then comes J. You push it in. Okay, J means put as output, so this is tag conditions. We got a J. Now the scanning is done. Scanning is done. We will have a outside. We got stack is not empty. Yes, it is not empty, so we pop out. So pop the first cap, then pop the second cap. Okay, then pop the minus. You'll be having this. Okay, so expected output is this one for this. So AB star CD. So this is expected output for this. Let's run this code and see. This will compile this. There's no error in the compilation. Okay, so we got the output. The expected is, we got the expected output. AB plus CD slash EFG star minus H slash minus IJ cap minus. Okay, so this is the expected output, and we got the output. Okay, so we can change things here and there. So if you have a remove this bracket, let us assume that's one. Okay, now you see this one. If you remove this one, this is the inner bracket. So in this case, IJ will be done first. That will be capped with H. So run this code. You see here, when we evaluate this postfix HIJ, so IJ is done first. That result is pushed in. Then H power, that result. Okay, so that will be capped. So we are getting, for this case, it's a right to left. So it is right to left is happening properly. Okay, so instead this one, if I put a slash here, imagine this. So the opening brackets for this one. So in this case, bracketing, you see E by F will be done first, then that will be multiplied with G, then D minus. So let us see the output for this. You see here, EF slash. So EF slash is done first, then G is put up, the result is multiplied with the G, then D comes and minus will be there. So if you know the evaluation, you can just see this one and you can find out how this is evaluated. EF slash is done first. So this is the bracketing, inner bracketing. So in this bracketing, slash and star having the same priority. So left is star, EF star is done first. That result will be done with the G is put inside and the star. Okay, that result is done with the D with the minus. So that in the evaluation video I'll be putting next, and that in that video you can check out how to evaluate the postfix expression. Okay, so I hope you have got this logic. I will share this code in the description section. You can find the link to find this. Okay, so you can get this as an input from the user through scanf, and instead of sending this as a printf, you can store it in a string, everything, and you can get the output in a string. So I'm just calling printf to put it as output, but you can construct a string of postfix expression. Okay, so I hope you understood this algorithm and the coding part of this. Thank you.